Concerns over looming flood in some states as Cameroonian authorities release water from Lado Dam. Fire destroys 20 shops in Gubio Central Market, Maiduguri. Police arrest over 100 gay suspects in Delta State. Away from Nigeria, 39 women and children killed in Sudan crisis. These are the headlines on Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ila. Thanks for joining. Now, following the opening of Cameroon's Lagdo Dam, the federal government has said that intense flooding will be experienced in some states in the next 7 days. The Minister for Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Betta Edu, gave this prediction on Monday when she hosted the Minister of Water Resources, Minister of Environment, as well as other stakeholders on ways to mitigate the impact of the flooding in Nigeria. The minister assured Nigerians that shelter will be provided to residents in flood-prone areas. Meanwhile, the Director General of the Nigeria Hydrological Services Agency, Clement Nze, has said that the notification on the release of the water from the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon came about 7 days after the dam was opened. This is contrary to earlier reports about the notification ahead of the release of the water. Speaking on Trust TV's Daybreak, the DG explained that poor collaboration between Cameroon and Nigerian authorities poses some challenges in forestalling the devastating impacts of flooding caused by release of water from the Lagdo Dam.
As if maybe say you aspire what they have. But I believe if we deepen the collaboration between the two countries, such is possible to see, like he mentioned, Dr. Agosto mentioned, the dams 40 years or 41 years old, so many things must have taken place, just like in Nigerian dams. That's what about even like Goronyo, Baklore Dam, Kainji Jeba dams, even Shiroro on River Niger, sorry, on River Kaduna. Some of them have been seated up to maybe even 30% filled with sand, that the current capacity has been highly compromised, so that any drop of rain results into flood. So I believe if we deepen our collaboration, we are rather should be cutting Cameroon, because we are the receiving end. It doesn't have much influence on them. I mean, negative effects.
Now, to get situation report on the Benue River banks, we have Jimmy Azande, who joins us from Makurdi. Thank you so much for joining us, Jimmy.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right. Well, give us a sense of what the situation is right now. How prepared are people living along the Benue River giving this notice?
Okay. Actually, since the warning came, some of us who are into the media have been concerned with this idea, what next? And it was announced formally by the governor, that's last week, when he flagged off palliatives for victims of this same flood in 2022. And the way the people seems to be adamant, like what happened in 2022, a lot of them have still resigned to fate. Now you tell them this is what is happening, and they say, so we have nowhere to go. And then we ask on the side of the government, as we talk to date, there's no any platform, no place where it's earmarked for these people to move to. But obviously, in the last 2 days, you can see the river is actually swelling up, an indication that, yes, we're going to have the flood in 2 days or thereabouts. And so it's still like that. We're still hoping and thinking that maybe the government will do something about it, like the people are saying. But last time, I remember they said their hands are tied, because the governor emphatically said that people who live in this area should vacate. But then the question the people ask is, where do we vacate? So these are our ancestral homes, times are hard, we don't even know anywhere to go. Some of us were born here, our fathers were born here, no any other place. So they're just waiting for their fate.
But what else is the government doing in that regard? Is it just telling the people to relocate, or are there other measures taken by the government?
Benue State is actually a state that is already suffering from humanitarian crisis as a result of the header farmers crisis, that has been here for over so many years. And so the government, at the moment, said its hand also are tied. So what we heard them say for now is that people should relocate to safer lands. And that's the idea that the journalists on ground here have been pushing, all along, because we keep asking on daily basis, what are you doing? And like it happened even last year, it was the same in 2022. We're there beforehand to even intimate them. But this is, create some kind of awareness, which is one of the duties of, journalists. And so they were like, no, we have nowhere to go. And some of them would sleep and then wake up with their legs in water, or the whole of their property and go up with water. So I can't see any proactive step. Well, one would hope is hoping that maybe the governor will make a statement towards that line. He went to Kigali for a conference, came back only yesterday. As we talked, he's in the process of swearing in the new commissioners. I see the list so far, one for humanitarian disaster management has been named. So maybe that would be, his first assignment.
But are the people well informed about the looming danger, really?
Yes, because the other question we put to them is that are we aware that this is the situation as it is? They say yes. The government has actually informed them through the media, through the local media here, the radio, and of course the TV here. And I think almost everyone is aware of what is coming. It's just that some of them will say that, no, it can't happen. No, because what we've experienced here over the years is that this can happen once in 10 years. So that's why I say some of them are just living to see what their fate will bring out of the whole situation.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jimmy Azande, for the update there.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Now, moving on. A fire outbreak has occurred at Gubio Central Market in Maiduguri, Borno State. The incident happened late Monday night. The cause of the fire was not immediately ascertained. However, an unverified video on social media claimed that more than 20 shops were destroyed by the fire. Gubio, 84 kilometers from Maiduguri, the state capital, is one of the 27 local government areas in the state. The Delta State Police Command on Tuesday announced that it arrested over 100 suspected homosexuals carrying out a wedding ceremony in a hotel in Delta State. In a post on its official X, formerly Twitter handle, the state police said that it will parade the suspects shortly. Since signing the anti-gay law in 2014, people believed to be homosexuals have been arrested and paraded by security operatives. The anti-gay law stipulates 14-year prison term for anyone convicted of having sex with members of the same sex. Kano State government has dragged the federal government before a Kano High Court over what it described as harassment and intimidation of the State Anti-Corruption Commission by 3 federal agencies. This followed an invitation sent to the Anti-Graft Commission and its officials by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Independent Corrupt Practices Commission and Code of Conduct Bureau to answer questions over administration of the commission from 2011 to date. The court, presided by Justice Farouk Adamu, granted an expert order directing the federal agencies and their agents to stop questioning or investigating officials of the Kano Anti-Graft Commission. The court also ordered the agency to stop meddling into the matters of the commission. The order further advised all the parties involved in the case to maintain status quo. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has said that the administration will reintroduce monthly sanitation as part of strategies to keep the city clean. Wike stated this in Abuja on Monday after a closed-door meeting with contractors handling different projects in the territory. He said that he had already briefed President Bola Tinubu on the idea that at least 2 Saturdays in a month will be declared for sanitation from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. He explained that the move will enable companies supporting the FCT with logistics to go to market and other public places to evacuate refuse. Kano State government has announced a 50% slash of registration fees for indigent students across the state-owned tertiary institutions. Commissioner for Higher Education, Dr. Yusuf Ibrahim Kofaramata, in a statement said that the intervention became pertinent to cushion the worsening economic condition in the country. According to the Commissioner, Governor Abba Kabiru Yusuf took the decision with the consent of the heads of tertiary institutions to ameliorate the pain of the students. The government noted that the decision will further reduce the effects of this current economic adversity on passionate students and their ardent parents. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up shortly, we take a look at how poor condition of road is affecting the lives of residents in Sabon Tasha community. Details and more after the break. Thanks for staying with us. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Another look at the top stories. Concerns over looming flood in some states as Cameroonian authorities release water from Lagdo Dam. Fire destroys 20 shops in Gubio Central Market, Maiduguri. The Kebbi Area Command of the Nigeria Customs Service has said that the recent killing of 2 of its personnel along Bunza, Koko Road, while on lawful duty will not dampen the spirit of its officers and men. Area Controller Ben Oram Alugo, who said this at the command's headquarters in Birnin Kebbi during a press briefing to commiserate with the death of the 2 men and to hand over additional consignment of some seized drugs to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA. Omar Afanda Muhammad has this report.
It was truly an emotional gathering, a celebration with mixed feelings, combining commiseration for the loss of 2 men and celebrating perennial success in tackling activities of drug barons that have been persistently frustrated from entering into Nigeria's territories through the Kebbi Command borders. On Thursday, 24th of August, Customs Inspector Kabiru Shehu and Abdullahi Mohammed, a customs assistant, paid a supreme sacrifice with their lives while on a stop-and-search operation along Bunzat Akingari Koko Road when suspected bandits opened fire on them. The controller in charge of the command, Dr. Ben Orama Lugbo, who has vehemently blocked all attempts to smuggle in hard drugs into the country, said despite the fact that the killers were yet to be determined as either bandits or drug barons on vendetta mission, yet his men would not be frustrated.
We directed our officers to intensify surveillance in all nooks and crannies of the states, having had credible intelligence on their impending activities.
Shortly after observing a minute's silence and prayer, then came a galore, of signing and handing over of seized contrabands, 371 parcels of Indian hemp intercepted at Kawar waterside in Suru local government, and 98 packs of Diaxaphan, all handed over to NDLEA. In yet another development, 1,080 pieces of donkey skin had also been handed to the Department of Quarantine Services in Kebbi. Other items seized by the customs include 10 sacks of snuff, 37 bags of foreign parboiled rice, 300 liters of petrol, 16 bales of second-hand clothing, and a Toyota Corolla used for conveyance of the seized contraband with duty value of over 164 million. Pressmen were conducted around to the seized contrabands, after which the two heads of agencies, NDLEA and Quarantine Services, appreciated the custom for a job well done. From Kebbi State, Umar Afanda, Trust Television News.
Residents of Sabon Tasha in Chikun local government area of Kaduna State say that the poor condition of the road is affecting the lives of the people in the area. The residents say that conveying children to school and women to hospital, as well as daily runs for business activities, have become difficult for the people of the area. Trust TV's Bello Musa reports.
College Road links several communities within and outside Sabon Tasha ward, but its lack of accessibility makes life miserable for residents of this community, especially during rainy season.
When there is rain, accident, just even here, someone fell this morning. It's as if we don't exist. Let me be blunt to you. It's as if we don't exist.
Bad. Very, very, very bad. I've been in this environment for almost 10 years now. Yes, it's very bad. When I mean bad, it's very bad. During the rainy season is a concern.
Sometimes because of angry, we do say that, do we have government? Because of angry, because we know the stress we are passing through on this road.
Good and accessible roads boost businesses and make commercial activities easy for the traders. But in the case of College Road, residents say the poor condition of the road has negatively affected their businesses.
It affects our business because you cannot transport yourself. You cannot go freely on the road because of the rain. Because if you are moving, maybe by the hole you see a water, you fall inside.
Most of our customers cannot have access to us because of the bad roads, which is not accessible, especially during the rainy season, which is affecting our sales. Most times we sleep in the shop because no customers.
We traders are finding it difficult to go to the market due to the condition of the road. Added to this is the fact that commercial vehicles don't want to convey us from the market. We are appealing to the government to come to our aid by fixing the road.
The councillor of Sabon Tasha ward, Dauda Makama, while urging residents to be calm, said the local government has repaired the road to some extent, noting, however, that the present condition of the road is beyond the capacity of Chikun local government. He appealed to the state government to intervene.
The last time we came to the seats, the honorable chairman was opportune. Engineer Selassie was opportune to do some maintenance of the road here. Well, you know, the local government have their limits, and I am very, very sure you see what will happen on the road. The road is still bad, and we're calling on the government to intervene because a lot of people are going out every day, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. During rainy season, they are not finding it easy. And even the bikes people, the Okada, and even people that have their various vehicles here are not getting it easy. So, if possible, if the government can assist, because the local government have do their best, we need the state to come in and help the community.
The former chairman of Chikun local government who oversaw the repair of the road project was suspended by the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasiru El-Rufai. The residents are now calling on the new administration of Senator Obasani to help build the road to give them easy access to other parts of the metropolis. Bello Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
39 civilians were killed, most of them women and children, when shelling hit their homes on Tuesday and Sunday in Sudan's vast western region of Darfur, medics and witnesses have said. According to sources, the attack took place in Nyala, the capital of Darfur South State, where 50,000 people have been forced to flee since August 11, the UN has said. The war between Sudan's army, led by General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, and the Rapid Support Forces under the control of General Mohamed Dagalo, has raged on since April 15. The conflict, which started in the capital, Khartoum, has spread to the western region of Darfur, Kordofan, and Jazeera State, killing thousands and forcing millions to flee their homes. In a similar vein, Iraq has executed 3 people convicted in a 2016 bombing case involving the ISIL armed group that killed hundreds of people. The office of the Prime Minister, Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, said on Monday that the hangings were carried out on Sunday night and Monday morning, but did not name those executed or provide details about when they were sentenced. The attack took place early on July 3, 2016, in the Baghdad's Karada shopping area, when it was filled with people in advance of the Eid al-Fitr celebration at the end of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. By the time the fire was put out, 323 people had died, making it one of the deadliest attacks to ever hit Iraq and one of the world's deadliest attacks since the September 11, 2001 attacks on the United States. And now in sports news, the Super Eagles camp for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Sao Tome and Principe will open in Uyo on Monday, September 4th. The game is billed for the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, on Sunday, September 9th. Now, head coach Jose Peseiro is expected to release his list for the game this week. The Super Eagles have already booked a spot at the 2023 AFCON finals from Group A. Sao Tome and Principe, who occupy the bottom spot in the group, have no chance of qualifying for the tournament. The West Africans have recorded 1 draw and 4 defeats from 5 games. Sierra Leone and Guinea-Bissau will clash in the other group game. Côte d'Ivoire will host the 2023 AFCON from January 13 to February 11. Now, with a few weeks to the start of the new MPFL season, Gombe United Football Club has appointed coach Mohamed Babaganaru as their new head coach. Before his appointment, the experienced manager was at Lobby Stars last season, where he took them to the NPFL Super 6 playoffs in Lagos. Mohamed Babaganaru is a seasoned football administrator who served with many different clubs, including Kano Pillars, Wiki Tourist, El Kanami Warriors, Desert Stars, and Nasarawa United. The MPFL winning manager replaces Aliu Zubair, who left the position following the expiration of his contract. The new manager is expected to bring his wealth of experience to lead Gombe United when the new season starts. Gombe United finished 7th in the MPFL last season. And that wraps up the news update. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube live stream. I am Ayuba Ila. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.